the points command. Now, what does the points command do? Well, it's very basic actually. The points command just really draws points. Okay, so let's take a look at this point command. So under your draw panel, okay, I'll move this over just so we can see. Okay, and I'll extend this, and you'll see there is the point command right there. So if you look, I can simply just go ahead and draw points on our screen. Okay, not too exciting. Okay, there's my point command. Now let me also show you different ways of viewing these points. All right, if I go under my utilities panel, there's point style. Okay, now currently your point style is set at just this little white dot. Okay, you can see that I can create different styles of points. Okay, let's say I want to choose this one right here. Okay, or this one right here. Okay, so I'll go ahead and click OK, and you can now see I can clearly see my points a little more visible. All right, now in object snap sense, points are known as nodes. And watch, if I go ahead into my object snap settings, and I'm going to go ahead and turn my node object snap on. Okay, you can see I can play a little game of connect the dots. I'll go L for line, and you'll see because my object snap is set at node, I can go ahead and snap onto each of these nodes and draw a line from one to the other. All right, so there are points, and again in object snap, they are known as nodes. All right, now you might think to yourself, well, really, when is this used? I mean, instead of playing connect the dots, what other applications can I use these points? Okay, let me show you. I'm going to erase all of this, and I simply want to draw a line, and maybe this line is going to be an 11 unit line. All right, so I'll go ahead and I'll take a look at commands called divide and measure. All right, divide and measure. All right, so with this divide and measure commands, it enables me to place points along a line. Okay, actually it says here to draw a line that's 25 units. So I'll go L for line. I'll draw a line that's 25 units long. I'll zoom out, so there is my line. Okay, the first command that we're going to take a look at is the measure command. And basically what that enables you to do, it enables you to place a point at distance intervals. Okay, so for instance, let's go ahead now. Here is my measure command. Okay, it's under your draw feature right beside your points command. Okay, this is known, here it is right here, as your measure command. So I'll go ahead and click the measure command, and it says select object to measure, and I'll select this object. Now, watch, it's important where you select this object, because if I select it on this side, it's going to start measuring from this endpoint. If I select the object from this side, it's going to start measuring from this endpoint here. Okay, so make sure you select near the endpoint that you want to start measuring from. So I'll go ahead and select right here. And it says, if you look down at the command line, specify the length of the segment. So for instance, let's say I type in 6. Okay, so you can see here that every 6 units, it goes and draws a point. Now keep in mind that the line is still just a 25 unit line. It hasn't been divided, or it hasn't been split up at all. It's simply just placed a line, or sorry, a point at all those intervals. And that's why it's important that you set your point style, because if this was a little dot, you're not going to be able to see it. Okay, so again, it's very important that you set up your point style. Again, that's under utilities, point style, so that you can see the point. Okay, so that is measure. I'm just going to erase these points, and I'm now going to look at divide. And what divide enables you to do is place points that have the same distance apart. Okay, measure, you got to type in the distance. Okay, whereas in divide, you're actually just typing in the number of equal segments that you want. Okay, so I'm going to go now to, here's my divide command. Again, I'm going to select this object, and you can see, okay, how many equal segments do I want this to be divided into, or in other words, place a point at? I'm going to type 8. Okay, and you can see that one of these points have been placed so that it divides this object into 8 equal segments. And this is a nice tool to use because if you ever wanted to create um, a table, okay, we can simply type in L for line, and I can go ahead and simply create my table, okay, my chart or my table, okay, like that. Okay, simply by snapping onto these points or nodes. Okay, so that is the actual use of the point command. Not so much being able to just draw points, but being able to place points along a line or along an entity, either by using measure or divide.